Welcome to Ghoulish Gab, always spooky, always under 7 minutes. We're going to do some more fun facts. This week we're doing facts from slasher movies. I'm going to start you off with a quick one from A Nightmare on Elm Street. Johnny Depp actually got cast because Wes Craven's daughter had threatened to run away if he did not cast him. I guess she saw some of the people auditioning. Didn't confirm how old she was at the time, but apparently she thought he was dreamy, and he
was. At that time, he was absolutely dreamy.
She threatened to run away from home.
I would threaten to run away too. Did you see him in that crop top? Anyway, in the 1960s version of Psycho, a body double for Janet Leigh named Myra Jones, I guess you could call this a hashtag not fun fact, was murdered on set.
Oh.
A handyman named Kenneth Dean admitted to the murder and said he was doing it to impress Alfred Hitchcock, show his dedication. After the murder, Hitchcock gathered the crew together and said, "It appears we now have the motivation we need to complete the film," because there was an actual psycho on set.
Wow. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Dennis Hopper forever said that was the worst movie he had been in, and he just must not be a big fan of horror, because I think that film was received fairly well at the time. He always said it was the worst film he was in until he filmed Super Mario Brothers. And then until his death, I don't think he ever spoke ill of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 again.
In the opening sequence of Scream with Drew Barrymore, who, by the way, Drew Barrymore actually recused herself from the main role because she thought it would be fun if everybody assumed this major star was going to be the star, and then it turns out she got killed right away. But she actually called 911 several times because they had the phones hooked up for real, because the voice actor of Ghostface, he was actually calling the actors to make it scarier for them.
Okay.
So he was real time calling them and threatening them with, his ghost face threats. But they did not unplug the phone for these Drew Barrymore scenes so she would call 911, scream, and then hang up, to the level that during one take, 911 operators actually called them back to see if everything was okay and asked why they kept calling.
See what the fuck was going on. Supposedly the sales of caller ID and the usage of that went up threefold after that movie came out.
Oh, really?
That was 1996. I don't know the exact numbers, but that could just also be a rumor as well, too. Friday the 13th, critic Gene Siskel hated the movie so much that he gave away the ending in his review, which is a cunty thing to do.
That's so cunty.
And he kind of just lumped the movie in with a bunch of misogynistic slashers, even though plenty of men get killed in that movie as well, too. But it kind of backfired, because after his review, the ticket sales went up. So whatever he did, people didn't care if they knew the ending. They wanted to see the murders.
All right. In Cabin in the Woods, there's the scene with the betting pool on the board, and then you later see some of those creatures. A lot of those creatures are based on other horror villains, or characters. So they straight up put on their Deadites from the Evil Dead. They also have Angry Molesting Tree, which was inspired by the tree from the Evil Dead, and the tree that grabs the kid out of the window in Poltergeist.
Oh, yeah.
And then they have Dismemberment Goblins, which are based on Gremlins, Ghoulies, and Troll.
Oh, okay.
And they have Hell Lord, which is based on
Hellraiser.
Pinhead from Hellraiser. So if you look, you can actually kind of get a glimpse about what monsters are going to come out.
Bride of Chucky. There was actually a planned tie-in album, CD that was supposed to come out, where Brad Dourif and Jennifer Tilly sang love duets as Chucky and Tiffany. And of course, at some point, they realized that probably wasn't going to sell a lot at the time.
I would kill for that. I want to hear them sing Sonny and Cher's Babe.
I don't know everything that was going to be on there. I think you can see a couple proposed songs that were supposed to be on there. But, it'd be interesting.
In Candyman, the whole sneaking in through medicine cabinets thing was based on a real-life Chicago murders that happened in the Abbott Holmes apartments because, somebody was hiding the walls and sneaking in from behind through the medicine cabinet holes.
That's creepy.
Also, in addition to Candyman, Tony Todd had real bees in his mouth. Mm-hmm. They were young bees, so the stings wouldn't hurt as bad, and they put a guard in there so they wouldn't crawl down his throat. But because he knew this was happening, he put a thing in his contract where he would get $1,000 for every time he got stung as like a bonus. He ended up getting $23,000 from that clause because he was stung 23 times by those bees.
Hellraiser 3, Peter Jackson was actually asked to direct that movie and considered taking the job, but ultimately turned it down because he knew he wouldn't be able to take it as serious as they wanted to. He said that he immediately started to think up, gags and jokes that he wanted to put in the film, like how he could flatten pins and other weird things, and he knew that he wasn't the guy for the job.
And then my last fun fact actually goes back to Psycho, which Psycho was the first American movie to show a toilet on screen due to the Hays Code, which actually violated the Hays Code because I think that was still in effect when that movie came out. But the Hays Code prohibited anything that they deemed sexual or crude. They had a thing about no toilets on screen. You couldn't say words like hell and damn, and you couldn't even blow raspberries. They restricted scenes of killing, which is part of why the scenes had to be so just kind of implied.
Right.
And anything sexual perversion or showing relationships from different races. And by sexual perversion, they mean gay sex.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Leave your comments, tell us some fun facts, or whatever. Do whatever you want.
Do what you want. We aren't your mom.
We don't dictate your behavior.